Hello guys. In the previous lesson, we have talked about the tuple and the function usage in Python programming language, and so in this lesson we will focus on how we can create the file operation, especially in the writing and reading of the some data from some specific files. For example, text files or py files or CSV or Excel files. Okay, and so what's the file? File is a specific section to store any data in your secondary region of your memory, which means that we can create some files or some locations or the paths, and then we can store any data within it. Okay, like the main.py. We can write any code or any file in here like this one, and so we can save this, and the computer stores all the values related to the main.py with its specific locations. Okay, in order to use the file operation in Python programming language, we need to use the low level function. Should be used to run any code in here. Okay, and so in the Python programming language we should utilize the file class to do that. Okay, and so there are specific class in Python programming language which we call the file class, and so this has the methods and the property related to the low level function of your programming techniques or your system, Windows or Unix or Linux. Okay, and so in order to use the effectively file operation, we need some directories. Okay, and it's some kind of folder. You can think like that. Okay, and so this store the regions or memory or some specific files. For example, this main.py is within in the C users Mehmet desktop blah 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 and internet and the less than. Okay, these are the path, and so this is also a directory of our program or stored elements in the in file operation. And so also the path, its specific location, like the C desktop Mehmet blah 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 internet and less than, like this one. Okay, and so in Windows application, the whole paths given in this division like operators. Okay, but in Linux or Ubuntu or Unix system, we can use the reverse slash operation. Okay, and also if the path includes like this one Mehmet and so study and the test txt, this is called the absolute path. We give the exact location of our text file. Okay, or your program, otherwise your program or current path is used to apply any file location. For example, I don't have any permission to use that in here if this is not permitted for me, and so we should give not this location. And so what's the current location? Current location is that the current folder within in the running your program. C users Mehmet desktop internet lesson blah 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 and less than are the current path. Okay, and so how we can learn the current path? example 1 can be given in here. And so in order to do that, we need to import the auth library or the class to what? To get the CWD value in here, like this one. And so this is what? This is the current folder path. You may use it in the runtime operation, because if we want to create some file, for example test.txt or CSV, and we must store any data in here, and then we may obtain the current path by using this notation, and so we can store or read or write any file in our current location path. Okay, and so this returns the current directory path. Okay, and so how we can open any file in file operation for the Python programming language. Firstly, we should introduce some new function in here, like this one. F is equal to the open. Open is a built-in function. In order to what? In order to use your file for some purposes, which means that the reading, writing can be accomplished by using the open operation, like this one, test.txt. Okay, and so if I run this code and then the exception is thrown by the Python programming, because the file not found error, no such file or directory is given in here. And so we need to create some test.txt file like this one. And so if I run again, and then there is no error, because the open sees the test.txt in our current folder location, and then we can reach the whole values stored in the test.txt file. Okay, and then we can print the f value in here like this one. And so this is our mode of the opening txt file in here, which in this case the name test.txt mode R in the reading mode and encoding the CP1252. Okay, and so the open is the built-in function like the print, and so we can reach any data by using the open operation in here. Okay, and then example 3, in order to open any function or body in Python programming language, we can use the open test.txt within the mode of the R plus, and so it's a reading mode, and then we can close the F in here like this one. For example, the type of the F can be given in here also, and so the type of F, the IO text input output wrapper, or the input output operation can be used by using this return value of the open function body. But in this case, if we are open some function or some txt file or stored file, and so we need to close it right now. Okay, or we get some idiom in here like this one. The with keyword can be used to the test.txt in here like this one, the R mode as F. This is a safe mode to open any text file, because we can forget the close operation in here like this one. We open the function or the txt file in here, and so if you don't close, and this is an absurd situation in here, this is not an error, but this is not correct in the runtime operation. And so in order to avoid this problem, and so we need to use this idiom or syntax, or with syntax. Okay, and so we can print the file is open like this one. And so this is a simple exception handling mechanism, and it closes to file anyway. Okay, And so if I run this code and then file is open, and we don't need to call the fclose function body in here. Okay, and so we need to move to the fourth example of our session in here, like this one. Firstly, f can be open in the form of the write operation in here, and so we can warn the user the file is open. Okay, and then if you want to write some values or str value, string value in here, and then we can give some specific string. This is a test, and fwrite can be called like this one. This is a second test, and fclose can be called in here. Okay, and so if I run this code, the file is open and the file is closed, but in the test.txt file we have the two string character in here. This is a test new line character, this is a second test, and new line character is given at this moment. Okay, or with open can be used in here, test.txt writing mode as f, and so we can give the sum for e in range operation in here like this one, and so f write value can be called like this one, nums, and so this is identifier of the r formatting operator in here, and so format can be filled in the I value in here, and this is the used to write the 0 to 1 value, 10 value in the test.txt format. Okay, and also we can close the fclose function in here. There's no syntax error in here, and then the test includes to the nums 0, nums 1, and 10. Remember that if we open this file in a writing mode, it's a write all the values given in the in the for loop at the start point, and so test is deleted every data, and so there is nothing the append operation in here. Okay, remember that. In order to add some other values in here or append any values in the text files, we should give is the a plus value in here, and so fwrite can be given in here like this one. The addition operation can be given at this moment, and so for e in range, for example the 5 in this case, and so fwrite nums, new line should also be given in here, and the format value is is in the I values of this closing operation. Okay, fclose can be given right now. And so if I run this code and the test, firstly we wrote the 0 to 9 value in here like this one, and so in the format operation we open the file as in the mode of the a plus, and so we can append any data to this text file in this case. Okay, and so this is how we can add some data or read some data from the file operation in here. Okay, and so in order to give some specific data to the test file like this one, in the writing mode can be given in here, and so while true value, this is an endless loop for the programming language, and so we can define the text var, and so we can input any data in here like this one, give a word, and then if for example text var is equal to the exit, and then we can break the whole data, and so fwrite at this moment the text var plus new line character can be given at this moment. And so if I run this code, the give a word and test box test txt file is open in here. For example, hello guys can be given in here. And so if we use this notation and hi guys, and this is the third value of our text, and then we can give the exit. And so if we use this syntax, and so hello guys, hi guys, and this the third value of the text is inputted to the what, to the text file of our test file. Okay, and so we can give the any data in here, but remember that if we are using the open or test txt file in here in a writing mode or w mode, and so the text is zeroed or the reset the whole the values. Okay, and then how we can read the some specific data from the what, from the sum files. For example, if open the test txt file in a reading mode as f, and so s can be filled in the what, the f read function with a character specification. Okay, and so this means that this read function read the 6 character from your file. Okay, and so if you have this information, and so the print s can be used in here, and then the hello is seen on this page or 12, and so hello guys hash is included in the what, the terminal page. Okay, and so this function determines to the what, the number of characters needs to be read from your file. Okay, this is how we can read the some specific keywords or specific characters from the what, from your file operation. Okay, and so main.py is also a file, and so we can open to the what, the main.py in a reading mode as f. Okay, and so while true is an endless loop in this case, and so as f read 5 can be given in here, and so if s is not equal to the what, the null character or the empty space in here, and so we can break right now, and so the print as and can be assigned to the what, to these notations. And so if I run this code, and then the whole the values of these things is written on this page, because in each iteration we get the 5 character of this s, and so the our code representation is given in the what, in the terminal page, and so we can read the main.py or the any file by using this idiom. Okay, this not only read, the true is an endless loop, and so the so many times is calling right now. Okay, and so until to the what, until to the s is the null character or the end of file point. Okay, and so we can change the some codes or the many points in here, or we can use the what with open test txt file or plus as f can be given in here, and so while true value in here, and so as f read line is the what can be used at this moment, and so this is the method of the what, the read line character in here, and so we cannot specify anything in the read line, because if s is equal to the what, these terms, and so the break can be given in here, and so the print value s and of file can be given at this moment. And so in this case we can breakpoint of these things like this one, and then if I run this code, and so the first S is a hello guys in here, okay? And then if we are moving to these things, hello guys, hi guys, and this the third value of the text is given at this moment, or main.py can be given at this moment. And so if I rerun this code, and so the S is equal to what new line, and so the file specific memory location is given in here, and so the low level and the new line character is given at this moment. And so this F detects or seeks the new line character, and then until then the every point or the every string operation can be converted or stored in the S value of these things, and then we can read the every data from the main.py location, okay? Or with open main.py r plus sf, the for line in f can be used in here like this one, and so line is what the end of new line character can be written on this page, okay? And so this is also given to the whole the values of the main.py in here, okay? Or with open main.py or plus sf can be given in a list operation, okay? We can convert the every values in the list operation. And so if I rerun this code, and so this else stores the every element or the every written object in the form of the list notation or the variable structure, okay? This is how we can store the n values in the file operations, okay? And so just remember that not only the text files, the every files can be rewritten by using this built-in function, okay? So what about the writing operation? Writing operation includes the with open test, for example CSV, and so write plus r mode in here. And then if doesn't exist the test CSV, and so this program creates the test.csv file within the writing operation, and then fwrite can be given in the Ali, and 1 2 3 new line character, and fwrite, for example Mehmet 55 new line character, fwrite Kamil 13 new line character, and fwrite Murtaza 144 new line character can be added in here, okay? And so if I run this code, the test CSV file is created in here within the form of the Ali, comma, blah blah blah, and Murtaza, comma, 144, which is stored in the test CSV file. How come the reading operation in here? Reading operation can be used in this form. The dict constructor can be called in order to create the dictionary values of the program. And so with open test CSV file with the reading mode is given in here, and so there's a for loop line in f can be defined in here, and so if line, which is the strip value, is equal to the new line character, and so we should continue, okay? Because it's the endpoint of this line operation. But if we don't do that, and so the line split is another function in here in order to what? In order to split the whole word by using this comma value. This identifier operator to what? To split the each text box or the each word in here. And then we can create what? The L0 value, which is the identifier of the dictionary operation in here, and L1 is the second word because the split creates the two parts of the word in here, and so we can assign the strip value in here like this one. Okay, because the strip is what is the identifier of our object, and so we can print in each iteration the D value. And then if I run this code, firstly we write the whole operation in the test CSV file, and then we define the dictionary value or the variable in here, and so this test CSV is reading operation is opened, and then we can create the sum for value for loop in order to what? In order to run the whole or seek the whole values of the test CSV file, and so L is defined in the what? In the split operation. And so this is like the what? The list values. And so this stores the two values Ali, comma, and 1, 2, 3 in each line. Okay, and so the first variable of the L is the Ali, and the second of the what is the 1, 2, 3. What about if we don't use the strip function in here like this one? And so there is nothing change in here, but if we change the strip, and so this new lines is terminated in here. Okay, and so this strip function, the copy string with leading and trailing white space removed, or in another terms the new line character can be removed by using this strip notation. Okay, and so this is how we can write any operator in here like this one to the CSV file, and we can obtain or read the whole values of the what? The string or shape or CSV file in here, reading some data from the CSV file. Okay, and so in the next example we can create the more complex operation in here, because we need to define some specific function to read the CSV file, because if your project is growing up, and then there needs to be defined some specific functions. And so how can we write the sum function related to the writing operation and reading operation in the CSV file format? Okay, firstly we can define some specific function in here like this one. Firstly we define the name operation in here. This is called this like the creating the main function body. If we are using this if block in here, and so this interpreter starts to run to hold the codes from these points. Okay, this is like in C or C++ programming language, it's a main function body. Okay, and so we can create the write CSV file in here like this one, and so we can define the student CSV in here in the writing mode, and so we can print the file has been written in this case. Okay, and so if we call the write CSV function body, and so student CSV is created in the writing mode, and then we create another function body in here like this one. L and H is the return value of our read CSV file, and so the student CSV file is written on this page with some identifier, which means that we have the 3 int, it's a dictionary value of our program, and 3 is the float value, and we need to give the some header file information in here like this one. Okay, and then we can print the L value and we can print the H value. But what's the meaning of the L and H? In order to do that, or in order to explain that, we need to define some functions. Firstly, write CSV function in here. Firstly, we need some path in here, and also we need to what the format type in here, and num calls should be given in here, which is defined in the default case the none. Num calls is related to what the dictionary usage of our CSV format, because the dictionary is commonly utilized to the what to create the sum identifier and its values. For example, students as a name, but it's related to notes or grades in the Python programming language. For example, 55. And so if I use the some student names, and so we can reach the some specific dictionary data coming from the what this num calls. Okay, and also we have the header formation in here. This is a useful information, and so in the test CSV file I can give the some specific examples, or I will explain this header file later. Okay, and so if I use the open in here, the path and format type should be given in here as in F, and so F write. This is a header of our file, name, ID, no, and the lesson and the grade. Okay, and new line character can be given in here. F write, for example, in here the Mehmet ID no 1, the CPP, and grade is 12. Okay, this is the formatted what the string character. We may use the write CSV file in the what in the this by using this string, but in this case is an example, and so this can be input value of this write CSV, but in this case we should give in a hand. Okay, and so the Ali to Python and 100, and so F write, for example, the Kamil 3, and dynamic is the lesson name, and 66 new line, and F write is given in the what the John 4 CPP and 55 new line character. Okay, and then we can give the sum file has been created warning to the users. Okay, firstly, if we have this syntax in here, and so we can give the some comment line in here, and so if we test the whole data, and so the file has been created and the file has been written, and so the student CSV includes to the what the Mehmet Ali Kamil, this is the name of students, and so ID no 1 2 3 4, the lesson CPP, dynamic CPP, and Python, and grade is related to the lesson is 12 166 55. Okay, this is called the header, or the general information coming from the what to the files, from the files, and so we can specify the first column elements is the what is the name, and so name is related to Mehmet Ali Kamil Can. Okay, and the second columns is related to what 1 2 3 4, and so this is general information from the what from these file notations. Okay, and this is useful. And then we need to define another function, read CSV in here, and so we need a path in here, and format type variable, and num calls should also be given in here for the what the header file notation, and header default false. Okay, and so in order to open this CSV file, open function should be called in here, and path format type should also be given in here, and encoding format should be equals to what UTF-8. This is an example, but I think you need to choose the UTF-8 because it's a general formation of the any reading operations. Okay. And so F is assigned in here, and then what? If the header is in here, and so the head list should be read from the from the file. Okay, F read line in here like this one, and so this is specific string values, and so the reverse order of the the head read line should be added to the header split, and then we can call the split function body with the with the comma operator. Okay, and so if we had this head list, and then the general information is within in the range of the head list, and so the return value of the F read line distinguishes the name, ID no, and lesson and the grades. This is general information, but we can obtain to the F or the specific path or in the CSV file. Okay. And then what? This is a header, and so L should be created in here like this one. L is equal to the new type of the list, but empty list. Okay, and so for the line in F can be defined in here like this one. The line is equal to the line, and so this is a reverse operation in here, and so we can split the whole the values with the comma operator. And so if line is equal to the null character, and so the continue. Okay, but if it's not, and then if num calls is not equal to the 0, and so the for and John type in num calls items, this directly relates to these things, int and float value. Okay, and so the line n is equal to the John type, in this case the line n. Okay, firstly this is the values of the our CSV file, and this is this is the identifier of these things, and so integer and float value is related to integer is the identification number, this is the this is the related to the grades. Okay. And so if we have this information in here, and so the L append line can be added to this list. Okay, and so if we have this information in here, and so if the header is exist, and so the return L and head list can be returned in the in this function, or return L should be given in here. Okay, and so this L is the stored elements in here. This H is the header information. Okay, and so if I run this code, the Mehmet, Ali, Kamil, and the John is stored in the L notation, and the first elements of the related to these things is related to the first identification number, second, third, and fourth is stored in the L, but the header file in here it's the header file is related to is the general information, name, ID no, lesson, and grade. Okay, and so if we want to reach the first element, and so Mehmet in here, or in the third element, and so Kamil, which is given in here. Okay, or L1 or 1 can be given at this moment. First, you need to remember that this num codes may not be used in here and does not change the any code in here like this one. Okay, but if I remove this code in here, and so the whole L can be written in here, and so does not change the any values of these things. But you may specify your code with the what with this John type or items level in here. For example, you want to search the any name in your programming language or the code, and then you can use this dictionary value by using these terms. Okay, this is just a simple example related to what relate to our CSV file notation in here. Okay, and you need to remember that if we are using this syntax, and so this like the main function body, and so this interpreter runs the whole the codes in what in this main function body. Otherwise, these functions is run in your operations. Okay, this is a simple idiom in order to what? In order to create the fake main function body. Okay, and then we can move to the what? To the exception session right now. Okay, we have some mechanism in your Python programming language in order to what? In order to catch the whole error or the runtime error values in your program. And so this is called the try and catch mechanism, or we can call the what? The exception handling mechanism in here. Okay, so we can find the exception handling is the directly related to runtime error, which means that it throws an error under some criteria. Okay, met. And so in the Python programming language, everything is related to runtime, but you can build some specific code to catch the error. And so this is the syntax of the what? We should define the try keyword in here like this one, and so except we should give the type as some specific var name in here, and so we can remove the code and accept the type as var name. Okay, and then we can give the some specific code, because there are many exceptions in the Python programming language, the value error, type error, file error, and something like that. Okay, and so finally we have the finally keyword in here, and so this finally completes the whole the try and catch mechanisms in the what in this our example. Okay, and so the x1 can be given like that. We can write the try keyword in here, and as input give a number in here like this one, and so x can be created with the what? With the conversion type of the what? The int s, and so we can print the x. Okay, and we can give the except as the value error exception, which means that if we don't change the x value, and so this is triggered. Okay, and so input is not a number, we can warn the user in here, and so print the program is terminated. Okay, and then what? If I run this code, and so give a number in here, for example 15, and so 15 is written, but if I give the ASD, and so input is not a number, and so this exception is throwing in here, which relates to the value error or inappropriate argument values of our values. And so this the value error and the type error or any other error are derived from the exception class, and exception is derived from the base exception class. Okay. And so we can use this analogy in here to inform and catch the runtime error in here, like this one. Okay. And so the example 2 can also be given in here, like this one. For example, we have the def foo function in here, and so we can warn the user to the foo start, and we can try the bar function can be called in here and accept the value error, and so the print wrong value, and after that the print foo ends. Okay, we can define these things, and so we can define any other function, the bar in here, like this one, print the bar start, and so tar is another function in here, and so we can print the bar finish. Okay. And so we can define another function, tar function in here, like this one, the print tar begins, and value integer conversion can be used in here, and input value is the give and number can be called in here, like this one. Okay. And so print tar ends. Okay. And while value can be written on this page. Okay. And so what happens if I call the foo function? And foo function includes the try mechanism, okay, but the tar not. And so if I run this code, the foo start, bar start, and tar begins, and so tree function is executed in the beginning page, and so 12 can be given, and so the tar end and bar finished is called in here, but the foo ends not written on the terminal page because the exception includes also foo ends function. Okay, but if I run this code again, and so ASD can be given, and so the wrong value and foo end is calling, and so this tar and bar is escaped from from this exception. Okay, and so exception can be thrown into another function body. You need to remember that. Okay. And then we can move to the third example in here, like this one. Okay. Firstly, we can define the foo function again in here, like this one, and so foo returns the 10 plus Ali. And so this is syntaxically correct, but in runtime we have error because string and the integer value cannot be summed. Okay, and so the print try function begins in here, like this one, and so foo can be called in here, and so except the value error can be calling right now. Okay, and so the print value error has been thrown. Okay, and print program ends. Or we can define any other exception in here, like this one, the type error is also another exception mechanism or class in order to catch the type error function errors. Okay, and so the print the type error has been thrown. Okay, and this also gives the what the program ends. And so if I run this code, the type error has been thrown, not the value error. Not the value error. Okay, and if I remove this term, and so this traceback or the main Python program throw an error, unsupported operand or type error, and so the program is terminated. But if we are using the type error, and so we can catch or escape this error function body and we can continue to the code, but otherwise the program is terminated. Okay, and so the try and catch mechanism goes to the what? Goes to the appropriate or proper format of your what? Of your error type in runtime operation. Okay, and so if we have this information in here, and then we can also give the another body in here. We can create the except value in here like this one, but we can also give the type error and value error in one exception body. Okay, type error or value error has been thrown. Okay, and so if I run this code, and so type error or value error can be what? Thrown, because the value error and type error can be controlled in what? In one statement of the exception mechanism. Okay, and so it's the end of the what? Example 4, and example 5. If we have any information related to our what? Our error type or runtime error type, and so we can define the generalized type of the exception. Try function can be called in here, and so foo, and just simply write the except in here like this one, print, and so an exception occurred. Okay, this is the generalized of the what? Our exception handling programs. Okay, and so there's no type in here, but it contains every type of the exception in here. Okay, and so an exception occurred can be given at this moment. Okay, or we can add the what? The sum exception like this one, the value error and type error can be given in here, the print, or we can copy off all of these things in here like this one, and so these two exception can be used at the same time. Okay, but if I run this code, and so type error and value is a specific, and so this is thrown in here, not this one. If the does not have the value error and type error, and so this exception is called. Okay, and so exception, say example 5 and 6 can be given at this moment. Okay, and so we have some specific keywords which we call the raise. Raise like the throw keyword in CPP or C, which means that if we have any error in here, and so we can invoke the raise operator or the keywords, and then we can throw the error. For example, def banner text is the parameter or arguments in here, and so if not is instance text with str, and so we can throw the type error by hand. Okay, or if this is not the case, and so we can print the len text in here like this one, and so the print text can also be given in here, and so we can print it to the what, the len times text. Okay. And so we can call the banner function with what, the Mehmet, and so if I run this code, the Mehmet is written on this page. Okay, but we don't have the any try and catch mechanism in here, but we can use the raise keyword in here like this one, and so the banner 1 2 3 is an error, and so the trace back function is the what, the raise type error can be invoked in here, because 1 2 3 cannot be converted into the what, into text in here, and so is instance controlled the what, the text is related to the str, if not, and so the raise type error can be thrown to the what, to the programs. Okay, or we can give some any other example in here like this one, the foo with the parameter of the a, print foo begin, and so if not instance is instance a integer value, and so raise type error. Okay, or if a smaller than 0, and so we can throw the value error. This is not an error because the a can be -1, -2, or -100, but in our case, in our purpose, maybe it's an error, and so the raise value error can be thrown in here. Okay, and so print foo is 1 can be given at this moment. Okay, and so we can give the some try mechanism in here like this one, foo for example -1, and so except value error can also be given in here, and then print value is not okay. Just remember that the value error is only current in the what, in the syntax wrong, but the -1 syntax is correct, but the a is smaller than these things, and so value error is triggered in here. Okay, normally this not trigger the any error, but if we have this condition, and so the value error is what, is triggered. Okay, or except the type error in here like this one, print the number is not integer. Okay, and then print the program ends. Okay, and so if I run this code, and then foo -1 is triggered in the what, raise value, but it's not normally. But in our case, in our purposes, a should be greater than 0, and so we can invoke or raise the some specific exception by using these terms. Okay, or we can move the foo Mehmet, and so if I run this code, number is not the integer type error. Okay, or foo 1.2, and so number is not an integer should be given in here, because the type error is triggered, because the 1.2 cannot be converted into integer, and so this instance is not related to the integer value, and then we can obtain the type error in here. But in normal situation there is no error in runtime, but in our specific purposes we can throw or raise the some specific exception by using these mechanisms. Okay, and so if we have this information in here, and then this what, we can add the some finally keyword in here like this one. We can add the finally keyword in here, and so if I run this code, the program end is called right now, because the finally, if we have the any exception throwing in here and any runtime error, this finally calls by automatically. Okay, and so in order to get back the resource to the computer or the some other data, you may use this finally keyword at the end of this code, because if there is an runtime error, and so this finally always call by the Python interpreter. Okay, and so this how we end the whole this lesson today. And so I hope you have learned everything about what I'm saying in this lesson, and so have a nice day.